1995, my dad was assassinated. This whole miscarriage now is really affecting my own tenacity of how I do things. And I brought the issue of let's adopt a baby. And I knew I wanted to have, if I adopt, not a boy, it has to be a baby girl. I wanted a brand new baby. There's somebody who was pregnant who said, if I give birth, I don't want this baby.
Yeah. Let me introduce to you the new kid on the block. Mellavi is a new skincare range that recently launched. It is for face and for body. We deal with hyperpigmentation, anti-aging, wrinkles, natural glow. We also deal with dark inner areas. We target dark inner thighs, dark armpits, dark neck, dark elbows, dark knees, you name it. We also have a shaving combo. This shaving combo deals with ingrowns and shaving bumps. Both men and women can use this good quality product shaving range. We've got good actives in our product from glycolic acid, hyaluronic acid, kojic acid, and many more. You can contact us on the WhatsApp number that is popping on the screen, or you can reach out to us on all our social media platforms. We are here for all your skin needs. Hi everyone, welcome to O Narrative Podcast, and I'm your host, Promise Makunyane. This podcast, it's about marriage and family dynamics. Happy 2026. These are the literally first episodes that we are back in studio for 2026. I'm just so excited that I'm having the conversation with my fellow women. As I've said, I don't know when you're gonna see this, but the episode I shot even today, it was a bit of the working wife, the working woman, a bit of a own narrative podcast. So even this, it's the same. I have another amazing woman to have a conversation with. If you have not subscribed, guys, please take this moment to click the subscribe button. The 100,000 of you that are already here, truly appreciate it. If you, as you can see, Mami, put it here as well. Okay. Let's put it. So as you can see, you'll get The Broken Promise, my book, and Mami here is going to tell us about her own journal. It's not a book, it's a journal as well that you have to get. Welcome.
Thank you.
Madame. Thank you so much for making time to come to our podcast. Here we respect time more than money, because with these moments that you're here, you'd have made a lot of money, you know? So we truly appreciate you.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
So I was going to start with icebreakers, but let me just say, let's tell people who you are and what you do.
Okay. My name is Mpho. What do I do? I'm a serious entrepreneur, but currently I am doing my MBA with University of London. And I'm currently also developing my mental wellness business, Absolute Wellness, and its system. So that's my current focus.
Sure, you said you are a serial entrepreneur and an MBA graduate. How do you balance, Mami? Studies and being a serial entrepreneur.
Being a serial. I think, like I did say, this year is 20th anniversary. We actually turning 20. I'm married with my husband.
Please give this woman. Hey, wow, 20 years is a lot.
April will be our 20th anniversary. However, it has been a journey, different journey of shifts, prioritizing certain aspect of our lives, from when we got married into deciding to have kids, starting a family. And, because my husband isn't, I don't want to go a lot into what he does. But in the political space, a very senior somebody in government. And luckily when we got married, because I was coming from being a staunch Christian born again. And we didn't date very long. We dated like a few months, then got engaged. So then we decided it will take 2 years before we actually start having kids and stuff. And what really helped us is we did a very thorough marital counseling, for about 3 months before we eventually got married, like solidified into what is called marriage, today. And I appreciated the fact that he took 5 years from being engaged in that space so that we can go into building and really we learn each other in our marriage.
You mean how he took 5 years? What?
Yeah, he took 5 years. He stepped aside for 5 years to be engaged into his political work.
Okay.
Yeah, and focus on, he was consulting, and then he focused on let's build.
Wow.
Because we didn't really date for a very long time.
Wow.
So we needed to have a strong foundation.
Oh,
where
wow. That's a
we
huge
can
sacrifice.
say, now let's build this home called a Mpho household.
That's a huge sacrifice from him.
No, it was. And that's really helped us even when we were navigating other challenges, because the center hold, try having kids. We had our first child. I've got a 17-year-old in matric. Luckily, he's in boarding school in KZN now. But even that shift, it was able to now to say, you've been a mommy for a primary now. Time is now here to start working on yourself. And that's when I started now saying, let me pursue my own dreams. Because I don't have a child that I drop, at school.
Yes.
All those run around. It was more on now, how do I support this young man to be, have to build who he is. While at the same time, I'm also pursuing my own dreams as a mom, and as a wife.
As a wife.
Yeah.
You only have one child.
I only have one child.
Was it by choice?
No. We did have, we tried, but we have miscarriage. Yeah, when we wanted to try for the second one, and until my husband says, okay, let's stop.
It's fine.
It's not about, this marriage is not about kids, and we do have one.
Yeah.
So let's just appreciate the one that we have. Yeah.
Speaking about marriage, Mami, marriage is beautiful. Marriage is very important. Marriage is from God, but marriage is not easy. And I'm glad that you touched on your marriage. You are 20 years in marriage. And I always look at how you guys make it this far. What is the, recipe or what keeps your marriage?
I think it's grace. And being intentional about, because marriage has different marriage have different context to it,
Different dynamics.
So I can only talk about my own story.
Yes,
and
we want your own source.
The grace, and we've been through challenges, especially. I'm a Motswana. My husband is a Pedi, Yomkaya.
Is he from where?
Kaletsi, yeah.
Wow.
So you can imagine that cultural shift as well.
Yes.
That cultural shift. However, I must say I was blessed, to have my mother-in-law who really accepted me, and my in-laws, and they were patient with me, like Bapedi, how they are, they're very strong culture.
Yes.
So my mother-in-law was very patient with me.
Wow.
And even my husband was very supportive. He didn't pressurize me into certain things. And by the time I decided I was ready to say, now I want to be. So I'm like, I even kepala, even the Bapedi woman.
Is it?
Yes, when So then I was very intentional about it. I'm ready to do it, and embrace the culture. Even both of us, he embrace who I am. I embrace who
Who he
who
is.
he is. And, I come from a very large family. He comes from a very large family. We're sibling of 7 girls, 1 boy. From my side, I'm in my in-laws, I'm Makoti number 5,
Sure, that's a big family.
It's a big family, but everybody really accepted me, What's about Bapedi, but ngwetsi ya makgoweng and stuff. Yes, yeah, but they accepted me, and the journey also of understanding how they do things, body reto, because I used
Mommy,
to
you
be
are deep in that.
I am. Ke huna di angwati.
I love it for you, Mommy. Sure.
Yeah, because I used to get so confused. How am I gonna remember all this? It's like there's hunadi this, hunadi that, same, So yeah,
So
but
grace.
it was grace. Yeah, it was grace, and then we moved 5 years. We have our child. 2008, first time mommy. That and we stay here in Joburg.
Yeah.
But really, the first 5 years of my marriage, I was intentional for a month and because I wanted to learn.
Hi at your in-laws.
Yeah,
Wow.
every single month, and I'll go home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just so you can immerse yourself in who they are and
In
what,
who they
in the
are,
things that they
and
do.
and also not to, because like motlhaletse ke mahaeng and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and you and I married this guy
Knowing exactly
that
where
is
he
from
comes
there.
from.
So, and I want him to embrace who I am, my Christian background. I must also embrace his who he is. Yeah.
So, Mommy, we won't dwell on your marriage, but I just want you to speak to a woman. We hear a lot of women that are having issues with in-laws, and how you have just immersed yourself in your in-laws. I don't know if it has always been smooth sailing or you have your own hiccups. What would you say to a Makoti that is struggling with her in-laws?
Okay. Listen, there has always been those little hiccups there and there. I think for me, because my mother-in-law was very old, and I would not really internalize. The
older
bone
they
of
get-
contention for me was my husband.
The older they get, well, the
Support.
most.
Yes, and also I was not staying there. Probably I didn't experience what the Makotis from the local did experience, because I'll see them once a month, but never compete with the mother, and you lose nothing by just remove yourself from something that you can't change. You can't change an older person. He's been a mother to his son for so many years. So the most important person is my husband. Where is my stand? Where do I stand in this?
Yes.
Because there's a mom. We are both women. The other one is a mother. I'm a wife. So if you see that things are going different way, there's no need to be in arguments. Just remove yourself. And because I used to really remove myself in a lot of things. Number one, there was a language barrier.
I can imagine.
I didn't understand most of the things. So I'll always be smiley, but and weekend is just for the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't stay there all the time.
Yeah.
And I do what I've got to do,
Yes.
what is expected of me. Then I leave, I come to my house.
Yeah.
If honali, like, dilo tsa go kgotla tsa basadi, I do go. My sister-in-laws were also very supportive of that. They knew what I like, what I don't like. And I think for me also, I'm very outspoken. So I will really talk to my mother-in-law and say, you know what, this is what I can do. Whether she understand it or don't understand it. The thing is, I voice it, and there are those emotional and, Makoti boundaries that I need to
Not cross.
Yeah, not cross at the same time. But remove yourself. You can't change an old dog from old habits.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that Umutswana. How did you grow up? You are coming from 5 girls, 2 boys, or 6
7 girls, 1 boy.
1 boy.
Yeah.
From where? Mafikeng?
From Zirast, Northwest.
Zirast.
Yeah, I grew up in Northwest. Both my parents were entrepreneurs. And unfortunately, 95, my dad was assassinated.
1995.
Yeah, yes, he was assassinated.
Why?
Political things,
Okay.
background, yeah. And
And you
then,
married a politician.
then I married the
No, I'm just
this man.
linking.
Yeah, the whole circle.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was assassinated in front of my mom and my little
no.
sister. So, and my mom was a heart failure patient. So her doctor was here in Joburg, Jan, and 98 with my elder sister have already started working. Then we decided, let's relocate to Joburg. So we moved to Vosloorus, where I grew up since 1998 with my siblings. And my mom sold everything, literally the shop, the cows. And we started a new life here in East Rand.
So your mom also came this side?
Yeah,
She's
all of
still
us,
alive?
we relocated, the whole family.
To East Rand?
Yes.
Sure.
So my home is basically Vosloorus, even though I still have family members in Zirast. Yeah.
Speaking about the assassination of your dad, how did it come about? Like, where were you?
I was doing my last year in tertiary. I was not home, unfortunately. And it happened, and then the next day, you need to go home, and you get home, your father is no more.
So your mom had the heart issues from that.
Yeah, they were
incident.
they sparked a lot out of that.
And how's your little sister now? What does she say about that moment?
She's how old? She's 32 now. It's been 30 years. Yeah, the last year was 30 years. And she's an attorney. Yeah, she's grown. I think we learned to heal as a family. We learned to heal. We were very young. I think my dad, when he passed, I was 21 years old, and I had to be an adult, because here are these 2 parents that was taking care of you. One is just being taken away from you, from, murder. And here's a mom. The shop is closing. Luckily, my sister was working. My elder sister, I'm the second born.
Yeah.
Then I was, I've just started working 96, and we were able to take care of the family.
The family. Sure.
And, I'm very proud to say, like, we're still very close-knit
Wow.
as siblings, because we only had each other. And luckily, my dad always taught us, be there.
With each
for one
other,
another.
yes.
There are certain things that we couldn't do because then you have to work and you don't understand, you can't visit cousins. But it was that preparation for uncertainty that was coming, that we're not prepared for.
I can only imagine, like it seems like, for example, when I look back in my childhood, when I look at children that and stuff like that, like the cheese girl, they were like the cheese girls, Were you that? Like, were you guys the cheese girls that would just be in the shop selling,
Yeah, we grew up in boarding school, and my dad will always remind us, you need to study.
Yeah.
You need to study. These are not your sweets. This is for me and my wife. But you need to study to go make your own, So we were very protected kids, but at the same time we were taught you need to do things for yourself. You need to work.
Yeah. Your first job. What is your first job? What do you do?
I work in the tourism industry after I graduated. I work in the tourism industry as a consultant from 96 until 2001. And because the entrepreneurial energy or spirit was in me, then I decided I'm resigning. I'm going to start my own.
Yeah.
And I was still young, and very naive, and thinking that I'm moving from here to here. I saved a little bit to go start my own business. And it took long. Number one, you were a black girl.
Yes. back in there.
High risk.
Yeah.
So my first business was that I work as a consultant in account management in tourism. Then I then I resigned. Went to start my own first business, 2003, a bakery.
A bakery.
A bakery.
Mommy.
Yeah.
How old are you by then?
I was 24 years old, 24, 25, yeah.
Wow. Your background really played a huge role.
It played a role. That spirit of my father.
Yes.
You know, that tenacity. Like my dad started his business from selling, he will come to Joburg and buy, you know, body, Dispring, Vixie, and go sell a bicycle in the villages. And out of that, and my mom will do magwinya, they were garden, will sell spinach and all those things go high. So it was always in us, and they built, you know, a supermarket, a shop. It was a cafe, grew into a supermarket, you know, that used to service the community.
Sure. And you start a bakery. Why a bakery? Let's start there.
I think maybe being a girl that something that I can do with my own, you know, like we cook, we do this. You know, I've always been curious about cooking, but not really. But I needed to do something that I will relate to, you know. So and bread was like, I can relate to this.
Yes.
So then I learned how to bake, you know, go into commercial bakery.
Did you even end up going into commercial bakery?
Yes, like from we are saving the mine. We're supplying the mines in Carltonville and also at what's the Zirbacom? It was Harmony Gold Mine. So we had an in-house bakery there.
Wow.
Yes.
And where is the business now?
No, until 2008 when there was a bread price fixing.
Okay.
At the time, and the bakery, when you service like the mines, the price is determined ahead, you know, for this fixed period of time.
All right.
And for you to change the price, there is union. There's a whole lot of negotiation that goes through. So while there was that price fixing from all the top bakeries that were supplying the raw material, so it affected us a lot. Then we decided to close doors and donated our machines to other NGOs that were in the local. Then out of that, I went into an IT business.
I want to say you.
2008, now I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
A friend of mine tells me, I'm in IT. She works for a company called Lavaya. They're looking for women-owned, you know, they're trying to build resellers of women-owned from Lavaya. Then I jumped in. I didn't know anything about IT, and I learned all the way. And, you know, I made, but it was a chance business. I didn't know, I didn't have any IT background. And I ran that business until, I think, 2016. But the chase was too much because you were chasing, it's corporate, client chasing, you competing in this Cosita. So, but there was a moment of really making it. But for me, it was a change business, and it was called a telecom business, you know. So I needed something that will diversify who I am. And during the time of now I'm figuring out what I'm doing, then we're trying for the second baby and have miscarriage. I went into kind of depression because, you know, having to let go of that to say, this is not happening, you know. And also it was a very heartbreaking experience of that miscarriage. So then we decided, I went to US for about 3 weeks just to have moment with myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You are so bougie.
Yeah, so I went there, then I came back, and I was now intentional to say, I need to work on my healing. I need to accept, you know. And at the back of my mind, I still wanted another baby. And along the way, through trying to navigate, and this whole miscarriage now is really affecting my own tenacity of how I do things. And but out of that, we went into waste business.
You and your husband?
No, alone.
Alone.
My husband was still doing his work. He went back into government now at the time because he was consulting. And then there was a period of recession during 2010. Then he went back into formal employment after that.
Okay.
So while I was trying to figure out myself, and I brought the issue of let's adopt a baby. And I knew I wanted to have, if I adopt, not a boy, it has to be a baby girl.
Because you already have a boy.
Because I already have a boy, and I knew if I adopt a boy, I will be doing disservice to the child. I won't love or be able to take care of them the way I want a baby girl.
Yeah.
And we started the journey of adopting. Unfortunately, all the potential were giving birth to boys.
So maybe take us through the journey of adoption. I've sat with a lady here, Pemi. She has given up her child for adoption, and I said we actually going to explore this conversation of adoption. She has given up her child, right, and to a family.
Yeah.
So on your side, what type of adoption was it?
It was, I wanted a brand new baby. There's somebody who was pregnant who said, if I give birth, I don't want this baby.
Yeah.
Then I wanted that brand, like newborn baby.
So what, you go to the hospital and you...
There are agency that does adoption. And probably they will have women that come, says, I'm pregnant. If I give birth, I don't want this baby. And I want to, So then you go through the whole process of vetting, verification. They need to incorporate the whole family, not just your nuclear. Both, they needed to interview my in-laws, my families, because this child now is going to be a mampuru.
Yes.
So you can't change your mind, along the way and says, hey, this one, because, it's a child, it's the seed that you don't know. So, but you need to be really
ready,
integrate with all their strength and their weakness, So when that was still happening and everybody was willing, was ready to say
the baby can come.
The baby can come, when's that time was happening. So then they wait for the baby to be born so that they can start the process of vetting, like checking the whole background of your, if you are not some psychopath in the family, you are not, it's safe for the baby to be
part of
in your
guys.
family. Yeah.
Sure. Then it failed because...
Then it failed, but also my husband and my son, they changed their mind.
I can imagine.
They say this is not... I think it was also emotionally draining for them, because there's this one, we are all happy, the baby's coming, boom, it's a boy,
So they don't do like checkups, or it was not accurate or what? Like to check
You're
the gender
not
of the
allowed to even check the sex of the baby until the baby is born. So you're not allowed to even be closer to the mom because you can go, they can start now, so scammy or, things can go, especially if you know where is my child, with who is my child with. Yeah, so you only interact with the agents.
Sure.
And you can't even say, okay, let's take the money, you must go check the sex of a baby. No, they don't allow that.
Have you tried maybe surrogacy or IVF or?
My first baby is IVF.
Okay.
Yeah, my first baby is IVF. Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah. So when we decided, but I never thought of surrogacy at that time. I think I'm a person that I don't want to dwell into pain.
Yeah.
So if something is here, I work on myself. I need to be
Me too.
back to myself.
Yeah. Because before you know it, you'll just be wildered in that forever. And you are
Yes,
not
and it's a
coming out of
vicious
it.
cycle that you can't, you
Yeah.
one day you wake up, you don't know who you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I make agreement with my adversary quick. I say, okay, we are here, let's
Let's see what we can do so that we can come out of it.
yeah, before you take me through to, some court and say, hey, you were thinking these thoughts. Yeah.
Sure. So you're going to waste management business,
Yeah.
and at that time when you are trialing these businesses, there is no business that you are running that is actually running, but you're trying
No,
other
the
business.
waste is running.
It's
Every season, then I run it, then it makes.
It makes.
Yes. But there was always at the back of my mind
Yeah.
that I need to come up with something that is, solid for me. That I think I've always been a system person.
Yeah.
Unaware.
Yeah.
Because now with this mental wellness, I'm really now putting the system in place and the legacy in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's speak about your mental awareness business. Is it mental awareness?
Wellness, yeah, mental wellness, yeah.
Awareness. What mental wellness business? What inspired it?
My husband, depression.
Wow.
Yeah. He was a very senior government official, and he went through a very terrible depression in 2004. But in retrospect, when I was really thinking back, this has always been there, the challenges, there was always a shift there was a period where we kind of went down. There was a recession in our life, but we came up. But I can't remember how I felt at that time. But when I go back, it was a very terrible season. And then we picked up. And I remember there was a period where my husband, when my IT business was really doing well, my husband was not working, and I was the support structure of the family. And I think from the character or the type of institution that we built together, it became easy to support him.
I wanted to say that please mention that part that he was receptive.
He was very receptive, and he was not competitive.
Yes.
He didn't have this, I'm a man,
can't provide
the
for
ego didn't, come up front. In fact, he was a cheerleader of me. He was very cheerleader. I remember we used to have even one car at the time, so I'll go drop him when he started working at Kuruleni, come back, take my son to school and still work, come back. And it was a period of test, but at the same time, strengthening us.
Yes,
Our emotions, how we actually view the setup that we want, To some, they might have went into a dish and say, hey, but it was easy. So even when he went now into
Depression,
it was easy to support.
Easy to support.
It was very easy to support. I remember even when I spoke to his psychologist and said, every time
he was even going to psychology.
Yeah, no, he wake up one day and says, I think I need help. And he found a psychology, and one day the psychologist said, I want to see this wife. He says, your husband says you are a very, prominent reason why he's working on himself, and he's not letting go of who he is with all the fears and the anxiety that he's going through, And that's how A Good Day Start in the Morning was born. It was born from him because he need to really every night when he has sleepless nights see it. To say a good day will start tomorrow.
Check these wives that are here, man. Wow.
Yeah. So that's when a good day started. And I started now from there journaling, every single day journal, how we feeling. Because as much as it was him going through that, it affected the whole family, And I stay with my niece who I raised, my younger sister's daughter, and my son is been boarding, and my nephew, and he will come say, no, let's have a family meeting. You need to tell the kids how you're feeling, and he will really, tell us, because some of the things will be in the media. I says, you don't want your kids to hear things from out there.
Outside.
So let them hear from home. Because it was really bad, it was really bad. And that helped him to know that he's supported. You can imagine having a wife say, I see you in the newspaper now.
Yes.
And the kids at school, maybe they are seeing it. You know how kids can, and they can also be cruel.
Yeah.
So we assured him, all of us as a family. And I started journaling at that time, really checking on my soul, and so that I don't lose myself. Because right now I need to have, hold the space for him. Yeah, so that he can go back to who he used to be.
Yeah. What does depression look like from a wife's perspective? Depression of a husband.
I think because culture says men must be strong, men mustn't say I'm weak, I'm not feeling okay.
Yeah.
It becomes kind of stigma. It hit them very hard.
Yeah.
That is why most men, they keep quiet, because it hit you where you're supposed to say I'm weak.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to say I'm very weak.
Sure.
Yeah. So, because he even pull away from friends, from so many people.
Yeah.
And even one day when I spoke to his friends and say, hey, we've been going through this, everybody was just so surprised. He says, oh, we thought he's got new friends now.
Yeah.
And we paid attention. Even our dog play a role in his healing. Because
how long did that last for?
He still, I think he moved. He was appointed to a new role last year, Feb, and he still see his psychology, and his psychology play a very role in making sure this journal was born as well. Because then I said, you know what, somebody might be going through this. Let me put this into a structure, because journal is not a dear diary.
Yeah.
It's when you get clarity of what are you feeling at that time and what you need to work on, and it's between yourself, and also it's a yardstick to say, I think I need help.
Sure.
I think I need help. I need clinical help in this, or I need coaching, or I need to have a circle where I can really talk this out. Voice whatever that is troubling me. But and when we were young, we'll say, dear diary, and write whatever thoughts at the time when we were teenagers about it. But this became, in fact, even I had to even cut it, because I had called it 120. And when we were going through it with my husband, says, why don't you make it 365? I was breaking down when I was writing this at some point. So I can imagine it can be such a heavy moment, for an individual. But it's a tool that we need to really get our own clarity. If you can look at it, it's a very structured from day one, what to do,
Guys, this is the journal. It's not a book, it's a journal. Still Arise is more than a journal. It's a companion for your soul over the next 60 days. It's a 60 days journal.
Yes, it's a 60 days journal.
And the feel of the book is very nice.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's how it was born, from that experience. Yeah.
And where can people get this?
They can get it. I've got a website. I will give it to you. I've got a website.
Yeah,
you can also
you can call it out, but we'll also put it here.
Yes.
You can tell them.
It's www.aw360.co.za. Yes, you can buy it online or through us, where you contact us, then we can courier to you.
Do you want to tell them, is it a business WhatsApp?
It's a business WhatsApp, yes.
Yeah, so you can call
and
it
also
out
on
for
my, it's Absolute Wellness, which is AW360. So AW360 is because it is also linked with what we do in corporate, mental wellness in corporate. Yeah. And also part of my MBA research to say, because from what I've realized, it's about culture. Culture really affects our mental wellness. Culture where women, we are supposed to be silent, in marriage. Culture where how we put things in our home, where a man says we misunderstand how women must submit to their husband.
Yeah.
There is power in submission from a woman, That's where we unleash our power.
Yeah.
But there has to be the safe way for a woman to submit,
be able to submit.
because it's love. The women that are loved by their partners, it's very easy to submit, That is why even how children are conceived, men must be on top as a head, then for the woman to receive the seed. But it's a woman that takes that seed and nurture it.
And
multiply it. So that is a submission. And that is from love making. That how that we become submission, But culture will say, hey, Umushadi, you can't do this,
They don't start it from the head.
From the head, to say the responsibility is in the head. You don't just submit for the fun of submitting.
Submit to what? To who?
Yes. And also culture in men, culture at work, That's how. So my research is basically to say, what is the effect of culture, either home organizational culture effects on employees' mental wellness. Yeah, so my MBA will be researching that aspect. Hence, we putting a tool of, we do assessment, which we call a diagnose tool. Then from there, to say, we're looking at the whole SOPs, standard operation procedure, to say, from employee leadership, how they do, because sometimes you can have a mean manager, and maybe this manager has childhood traumas that he's bringing it into
and work.
He just shout, he doesn't, appreciate the employee, but they submit to you, as a boss. So we diagnose those type of, but we don't replace the EAP. EAP is more clinical.
Yeah.
So along the system that we are building, we still need psychologists. to say when it's needed. But we actually remove the system, mental health challenges of the employees, not to be so much dependent on EAP systems, where you need to go to counseling, you take antidepressant, it becomes a vicious circle.
Yeah.
So that's why that's how mental wellness, this business was born, is from realizing that culture that was in my husband's employer then brought him into the depression.
Sure.
And how many others as a senior employee. So imagine if a senior is able to collapse from this. What about if you are just at the bottom?
Taking up all these.
And other companies, they are not even, it's just at the HR, It's not, they don't say, let's look at employee as a holistic. And if you've got work pressure, where are you going to take it? Home. Your children will bear that.
Yeah.
Then you've got kids that are affected by your own
it's
issues.
A whole pattern.
So then it becomes heavy. Then the community. Then, So as business need to take a lead in sorting out mental wellness, because it will end up affecting the economy.
And employees spend more time at work. And maybe actually, like what you're saying, maybe it should be another way of looking at the people's wellness.
Yes.
Because we spend more time in our offices. So if we tackle it from there, then we can take it back into the home.
Yes,
because
then it's easy. It doesn't become stigma.
Yes.
As a mom, you're able to say, I've got pressure at work, I'm dealing with this, without feeling weak that, if I can expose myself to my kids, then they will be so scared, thinking. But it's our daily life, everyday lived experience that we are facing mental health challenges all the time. So we need to be very intentional and talk about it so that it's no longer a stigma. And it's boys, it's girls, it's men, it's women, it's the whole society, it's leaders, because leaders, you lead a whole lot of different personality and traits and characters, So it takes a whole lot out of you.
Sure. As a person who has taken care of somebody that has depression, can you also fall in depression, taking care of somebody that has depression?
You realize even that this was hectic for me. Hence, for me, journal helped me to pay attention even to my own emotions and be able to,
So he was going through the emotions, right? And what is it? What happens on your side? Is it the pressure of carrying his emotions, or is the pressure of, I don't know what life will look like after this?
You know how we panic during COVID. That's how you panic.
Sure.
You panic like that because you don't know what is going on in this person's mind. When they are quiet, they're not talking. You don't know if they are having thoughts.
Intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, that I need to escape this. You don't know that, because I remember my husband was saying, he was drinking, but not being aware that his drinking is starting to drink a lot. And he will have anxiety of what's in the news tomorrow, what's on social media, what on this, all those things. But you don't know what are those triggers really do to him. So you also go through the trigger. You keep on checking on him. If he's gone, where are you? Are you okay? You want them to be here, but at the same time, it's weighing heavy on you as well.
It's like you've got a baby.
Yeah, like you've got a baby, and also you're worrying about children. What are they going through?
Sure.
And that time, my son were in boarding school. You worry that he mustn't be thinking about, he must focus on his studies.
Yeah.
He mustn't be thinking about his parents is going through this.
Sure. Sure, mommy. And to imagine that a lot of couples go through that, and I'm just glad that your husband was able to accept.
Yes, he was able to acknowledge that
and
I
be
need
able
help.
to speak out. Because for a woman, it's easy to help somebody with it's what you said, it's the head. Where what the head says is the direction that we're gonna take. If the head is not saying anything, then I can't do anything. I can't act.
Yes.
So you were able to support him because he was forthcoming.
He was forthcoming, and he was also willing to forthcome. It was not easy, and remember, it affects the whole value chain. It affects intimacy. It affects a whole lot of things.
Sure.
So you can also be expect him. You need your husband.
Yeah.
So you need to allow that period, but you don't know how long it will go.
It will. Yeah.
You are in the limbo all the time.
Yes.
You need this to stop, but it's a journey, So when somebody is really going through that, you just need to hold the space. Some men are very stubborn; they are very cultural. But for me, hence, I'm starting this what is called a rise challenge. You need to rise. You need to be intentional about rising. It's a community where let's talk about mental wellness as a woman, as men, as children. How much are you affected? If you are having a mom that is always under work pressure, how are the children, handling it? Where do you need support? What support can you do? There's financial pressures.
Yeah.
There is it's a whole value cycle, because when I did a survey with a few companies, and out of that, there were top 5 stressors. One was finance, work pressure, family responsibility, grief and trauma. And the grief and trauma is not necessarily from death.
Okay.
You know, a grief when you are a manager, you need to let go of. Could be retrenching people, could be, you know, losing the grip of your own self and family. You are not there for your children, you know. Either you're always traveling and your children, you are losing, you know, you are missing
Moments.
a whole lot, even if you need to be there, you know, to your kids, as in when you are in a happy space, you know. So you are always under this pressure, and that bring us to health. It affect our health
Mommy.
a lot, you know. So those are the issues that you're saying. Let's now assess why culture. What is in our culture? What is that we are doing? You know, can I just be kind to somebody? You know, if I'm pushing a person to their brim, what will I answer to God if that person can one day this stress take their lives?
Sure.
And you were, you know, the instrument to that, because it's we take advantage of each other so much. You don't realize that you don't have to, you know. Sometimes you lose nothing by just letting go. You know, we glorify egos a lot.
True. And they always cost us, you know.
They always
There's
cost
always
us.
a price to pay.
Yes.
Sure.
And remember, is if I push you as promised, I'm pushing your kids, your parents, your whole system. It's not just you.
True.
You know.
Sure, but we'll get there. Like we'll really get there as a people.
Yeah. So we need to be very intentional and talk about it, not just
Talk about it.
You know, by the way.
Yeah. It's main. Like, mommy, in everything that we do, our mental wellness is just at the center of it all.
Meanness.
Sure. So how much is the journal?
The journal is 350 rand when you collect from us.
Where's us?
And yes, we in Midrand.
Okay.
I stay in Midrand.
Okay. At your house, but we cannot tell B10 people where
yeah,
you stay.
work from home.
Yes.
Yes.
So you don't deliver to people?
I do deliver.
Okay.
A
So it
standard
will
100 rand delivery. Yes.
So 350 delivery is 100 rand.
Yes.
And you called out your number as well?
Yes, my number is 079-936-0291, and you can also WhatsApp me on 071 936 071 569 071 569 6742. Yeah.
Okay, say it again.
071 569 6742 on WhatsApp.
Nice.
Yes.
Mommy, thank you so much. The work that you do, it's very important. Right now, mommy, everybody's just hitting a brick wall as far as their mental health is concerned. Everybody's hitting the brick wall, and it's just for you to stop and address, because you really can't move forward. Money can move you forward. Nothing can move you forward than just to address your mental wellness.
And now is even attacking our own faith, because when you are in that space, you don't even hear yourself when you pray.
No.
You know,
Sure.
You even doubt. You say, God, do you even hear me?
When you find yourself in that state, you must know.
Yes.
It is going down.
even in the in the church, like in my church, I'm in the a mental wellness group. You know, when we also did
mental
like
wellness in churches.
in church, yeah,
very important.
And people were saying, can we make this part of our spiritual grooming as well? You know, let's talk about it. What does it say in the Bible that we need to be, you know,
mentally
your
well.
mental health must be as safe, you know, because you can imagine we create a lot with our mind.
Yes.
So if you are affected at that level,
you're gone. You're gone.
So I think also the responsibility really goes with everybody. Just be kind. Hold a space for somebody. Learn to say, I'm sorry, you know, when you have really done somebody. And learn to realize that you don't know what the capacity of another person, what they're capable of. So you can't keep on, poking the person and poke and poke and poke.
Sure. felt.
Yeah.
Anyway, mommy, thank you so much. So you're saying, do you have like a group where a woman that is watching here and is like,
Yes.
I want to belong?
Yes. You can also follow me on my TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm not very well with this contact. I'm
You
still
need
learning.
to, Musadi. But vamo, the phone. The phone.
Like,
Yes.
I wish I can learn that, you know.
need to.
I need to. But I do have a page on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's called Rise Challenge, Absolute Wellness. I'm still building it. I've developed a strategy. I just need to now implement. I think I just need to take myself serious and realize I'm capable.
You are.
You know, and then also I'll be putting a whole lot as well on LinkedIn, like talk about organizational culture and effects. As I do,
more like the CEO.
yes, as I do my research, as I study, just to, you know, provoke thoughts of discussion.
Yes.
And even if you are a corporate in HR and change is what you like, you know,
Contact.
Yes, let's engage. You know, let's engage. Let's see how we can, you know, change the narrative about how we view, you know, people that work for us. And it's a whole lot of, you know, chains. Your domestic worker at home.
Yeah.
How do you engage with your aunt?
Yes.
You know, your house executive.
Yes. And you spend your whole time with this person.
Yes.
How are they feeling in your household?
In your house. You know, do they feel accepted by you? Are you engaging with them at the human level? You know, without, yes, there's a hierarchy, but, you know, somebody that take care of your kids, they do your laundry.
They're actually higher than you because you are at work and she's at home.
All the time. So you go home, you find things, your home is clean, you know, things are running. You know, it's that just there at the bottom.
Sure,
you know.
deep.
Yes, it's at when you go to shop. Yes, sometimes we are in our moment, and you know, like the cashiers, and then you forget to greet a person, and then you argue, like just say hello and move.
Guilt. You know, there are small moments where you are like, sure, it was not necessary.
Yeah.
And it is because you are also not taking care of yourself. When you get in there, you are just in your head.
In your head.
You are mates, so you are thinking a lot. I'll feel like you just lash out.
So I think it's conscious, conscious thinking.
Yes.
And realize that you need to be responsible for yourself and for another person.
And it really goes a long way, especially for somebody that you think is less than you. You seeing them, like really showing them that I see you.
Yes.
You know, I'm greeting you, I'm asking you about what are you doing and all those things.
Exactly.
It goes a long way.
Exactly. And it goes back even to our leaders, you know, be responsible. You are carrying families there, you know, mothers, fathers, uncle. Some are breadwinners for their, you know. Let people be doing what is right, you know, what is aligned with governance. But really, let us be responsible.
Yeah. Musadi, thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. It was such a fruitful, thought-provoking. It was a learning moment for me here and there. We truly appreciate the work that you do. We know definitely our people are going to support it.
Yes.
We are definitely also going to support it.
Yes.
Maybe if we're gonna also have events, we'll just look out.
Yes, I will. No, I will keep in touch. See where we can collaborate as well.
Yes. Amazing.
You know. Yes.
Thank you.
Let's change the narrative. It's for our kids' legacy.
Yes. We are like this because of our parents. We need to change the narrative for our kids.
Yes. No, definitely.
And collaboration. You know, if there's one thing I can speak about is collaboration. Women, if you are there and you are running a business or whatever and you think you can do it on your own, I've had the most wins when I collaborate with other people.
Yes, because we want to do like rice tables where we engage and look at how we can really heal ourselves. Let's talk about this. Don't be on yourself, whether marriage, whether raising
Divorced,
kids, divorce,
separated, single parenting.
there's healing that needs to happen that way. I went through a whole lot of my own healing.
Yeah.
Losing kids, and
And there are other moms like
and
you.
there are other moms that went through that, and some they don't even have kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, it's love and light from myself, from Mpho and myself. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, take this moment and click the subscribe button, guys. We are back and better than before for season 2026, and we are definitely going to continue having the conversations. It's bye from my side.
Thank you.